15 categories within your everyday carry, your gear, your prep that you need to go ahead and just declutter, scrap, get rid of, whatever the case may be. I just don't want to be long-winded with this because I have some of this stuff to do myself. A little bit of sprinkle of self-deprecation will come because of some of the stuff I need to do and just make it happen. Okay, I'll keep it real with you guys. First off, we're gonna have a little bit of Stumptown Founders Edition coffee. This is a good blend of coffee to have with like an Americano or a milk drink, which I don't really drink milk drinks. We're gonna have a little bit of this. We'll just do a traditional espresso and enjoy ourselves with that. 18 in, let's do 20 in, 40 out for that specifically. Here's the thing. Number one, let's talk about old ammo. We're talking about SHTF, prep, gun range, all that type of stuff. Well, I won't say we, but me, I tend to store ammo sometimes for long periods of time. If you're storing ammo properly for long periods of time, there's nothing wrong with it. Test it out, make sure it's good to go. But other than that, most of the time, ammo doesn't quote unquote go bad. However, if you're storing ammo in high humidity places, if it's been exposed to moisture for an extended amount of time, if it's very, very old, the gunpowder doesn't last forever. Gunpowder does eventually lose its effectiveness, its power, but it's still gunpowder, it's still gonna go boom. But I would recommend that you test it, take some of that out, go to the gun range, go to wherever and just test it out, see if your stuff is still effective. I had some 7.62 by 51 ammo for my AR-10 that I had stored improperly. Now what happened was, well, actually it was stored properly, and we ended up getting a flood at one of my old apartments. Now the upstairs neighbor's entire, her main pipe busted and it flooded our apartment up to 4 inches. And we had a long dry out process, and the dry out process created humidity throughout my apartment. And I think it affected my ammo. I can't directly pinpoint that was the moment when it affected my ammo, but I know from that point on, the ammo, I just really couldn't trust it that much. I did test it out on my hunting property, and out of 300 rounds, just round after round after round was misfiring inside of my AR-10. Compared to fresh, brand new, unused ammo, none of it misfired. I knew it was the ammo. So number one, ammo, check it out. I know a lot of us bought 22 ammo a few years ago when there was a shortage. Anytime I would be at Walmart and I would see it myself, yeah, I was buying some 22 ammo. So if you haven't been storing it properly, it might be time for you to go ahead and take a look and make sure that it's something that you don't get rid of. Next is going to be old planners, journals, notebooks, all that type of stuff. So I have notebooks that go with my coffee. I have notebooks that I write in every single day. And I tend to just keep my journals in my notebooks for 2 years after they're done for. So it's time for me to get rid of my 2022 notebooks. I'm gonna keep 23 and 24 as I go into 25. And I tend to just write in these notebooks daily, just what I intend to do that day, the type of task I have to get done. Maybe you keep them for projects. So maybe you're a woodworker and you like to just jot down different, one moment. Let's just say you're a woodworker, or you do a lot of DIY when it comes to your prep and your survival stuff, even your EDC stuff. And you take a lot of notes, you draw stuff by hand. Maybe you just reduce that clutter. Maybe you get rid of some of the old notebooks. If you're an avid person that uses your EDC pen and all of that type of materials, then you might actually be one that actually wants to get rid of this stuff and ensure that you're not just keeping stuff just to hold on to it. And that goes with our receipts. I see you, Ted. I'm talking to you, Ted. Listen, you're just like me, buddy. All right. You bought something from REI, you bought something from Cabela's, you got something from the Army surplus store, the Navy surplus store, whatever. And you swore up and down that if that thing didn't fit, if it didn't work right, or if you hated it, you were going to return it within the return window. Guess what, Ted? You didn't do it, and neither did I. We both are two peas in a pod, buddy. We both need to get rid of those old receipts. I am guilty as sin when it comes to keeping old receipts for EDC gear, prep gear. I'm just always worried, like, it's not gonna work right. It's not gonna function properly. I need to be prepared to return it. Next thing I know, I just have like receipts stacked up. And these aren't like, tax receipts that get me like off on my taxes or something like that. These are just like legit receipts. They're out of their 30-day window, 90-day window, 60-day window, whatever. And it's time for me to go ahead and get rid of them. And I don't really pay attention as much as I should. So go ahead, scrap those receipts. Next thing we got to talk about is your unused subscriptions and memberships. Okay, listen, I love Bourbon Plus magazine. I really enjoy reading different, stuff that has survival type stuff, woodworking type stuff. But I don't use the stuff often enough. I found myself where I need to actually cancel my subscriptions. But not just canceling your subscriptions, that's going to include your battle boxes. That may include your subscriptions to cigar services, any other supplies or like prepper or survival boxes I've never heard of. I know you guys have heard of them. If you're not using the stuff, if it's starting to give you duplicate items, if you're just feeling like it's taking away from your money or whatever, stop the, cancel the subscription, cancel that box, cancel the ability for that stuff to be sent your way. That might be very beneficial to you in your pockets. And I think that's highly, highly beneficial. And something else that's really good is I did an entire video over this. I'm guilty of sin, but it might be time for you to get rid of your entire junk drawer. Okay, so you may have a junk drawer that has to do with batteries, with pieces of kit, with just an entire drawer full of stuff that has no home, it has no rhyme, it has no reason, you're not going to use it. You actually may need to take the entire junk drawer out, just turn it upside down and hold it over a 30-gallon trash bag, Ted, and just scrap the whole thing, buddy, all right? I know we have aspirations of using the stuff inside of this junk drawer, but I'm not really sure it's going to happen. And I'm gonna be right there with you, buddy. I'm willing to get rid of an entire drawer and maybe even get a drawer space back for something else that might be useful. Maybe I want to keep additional tinder, or I want to keep additional fire starters. I want to keep some wallets in there. I might want to keep whatever. And now I got rid of a junk drawer, and it just makes life that much easier. If you're getting good content out of this video, how about you hit the like button? Push me into the algorithm. Maybe other people can figure out certain things within their EDC, their prep, their survival stuff to scrap. And also consider subscribing to the channel, because I like talking about random stuff when it comes to man cave, EDC, survival, and prep. And I also like making delicious espresso. Maybe you can see it better here. There you go. Delicious espresso. So I don't know. I would love it if you did that. Let's talk about number 6, expired and unwanted food. All right, listen, I just did an entire video. I think I did it in the month of November. I'll try to link it up for you guys. But basically, I did a video and I says, I tried all of these prep type of food type of items so that you don't have to. Whether it's the Ditrax bars, it's MREs, it is a nutrient supply, dry storage stuff. I tried a lot of different food stuff. That's just to see if I like the taste of it. And also because I was going through and purging some of my own food that was about to expire. There's a difference between best buy, used by. It's just so many different industry standards. So I think best buy date means that you can hold on to it longer, but you don't actually have to get rid of it. I think used by date is a date where it actually might expire. Somebody comment down below if you know all the FDA lingo and terminology, because I'm kind of like iffy on it. I'm not 100%, but I am 100% that I want to try this damn coffee. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So getting rid of your old stuff, that's also including your emergency drinking water, drinking supplies, especially if it's been exposed to toxins. Just go ahead and scrap that type of stuff. Number 7, your unfinished DIY prep projects. You're a prepper, you're a survivalist, you like to store stuff for your EDC. Listen, I know you were intending to make that walnut tray there, Mike. I know you were going to make a walnut tray so you wouldn't just dump all your crap onto the kitchen counter and your wife would just throw it immediately into a drawer. You started the project, you found out you're not good at, laminating 2 pieces of wood together with wood glue. You suck at it. Now you have an unfinished EDC tray. Go to my website and just buy the tray that I sell. Shameless self-promotion. Hey, listen, I know you were going to make your entire truck bed, some pull-out wooden drawers for all your prep and survival stuff. I knew you were going to do that, Todd. I felt it in my bones. You didn't finish. It's time to scrap your DIY projects. Anything you didn't finish, that includes me. I'm looking at one. I'm not going to mention what it is because self-deprecation doesn't mean I need to just put all my goddamn business in the streets. But it be like that sometimes. We start a project, you promised yourself you were going to do it, you didn't finish it. It leads me to number 8, spare parts and accessories. Extra bolts, screws, pocket clips, lanyards. Oh my God, extra lanyards that come with flashlights. Zombie parts for your guns. You upgrade this part of your gun, you keep the old part. You have an entire bolt accessory or bolt carriage group for an AR. Why? Maybe you go ahead and scrap some of those spare parts and accessories because if you have a piece of kit, that kit is getting used often and it doesn't fail you. Why are you holding on to an excessive amount of parts and accessories? Maybe you keep on a little bit. Maybe you hold on to a few. But if you're having so much that it's spilling out of a drawer, it's time to scrap it. Okay, just go ahead and get rid of it. I'm guilty of it as well. Okay, I'm feeling you, buddy. But we can find other things to do with that. That leads me to number 9. We're all guilty of this. Empty boxes. I'm not talking Amazon boxes that you got this morning. I'm talking about the boxes of the gear that it came in. Okay. So if you have boxes for your knives, actually, you can't see it. This water bottle's blocking it. Okay. So we're not even gonna, I'm not in this category. I'm not accused of this. Okay. Yes, I am. Okay. You have knife boxes. You're thoroughly using the knife. If and when you sell that thing, I mean, yeah, maybe it's going to make the knife more valuable because you kept the box. But are you really going to sell your knife? No, you're probably not going to. Your flashlight, your entire casing for your bag that you bought, whatever. Just get rid of it. Why are we keeping boxes? It just clutters up stuff. It stacks up on top of one another. What other areas in our lives do we hold on to boxes? Like I guess if you buy sneakers, you hold on to boxes too. Get rid of that too. Just get rid of the stuff, okay? Unless you're finding usefulness out of it, you can go ahead and get rid of empty boxes. It is A-okay. Number 10, this is hard to hear. We're moving towards the middle of January. Unwanted gifts. We got gifts for Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever you celebrate. We got all that stuff during the holiday seasons. We're starting to come to the realization that we don't really like it. It doesn't really suit us. It's not going to work for us. It is time to re-gift it. Go ahead, find a buddy who could use something, show up to his house, have a glass of bourbon with him, and slide them over that flashlight you didn't want. Have them over to the house, sit down, light a fire in your backyard, and pass them over that 6-pack of socks that you don't need anymore. Get rid of unwanted gifts in your prep, your EDC, because it's just going to end up becoming one of those accessories or spare parts that you absolutely don't need. Number 11, instruction manuals. You're a real man. Why do you have them? I don't need no damn instruction manuals. None needed whatsoever. Okay. I have these just for demonstration purposes only. Like these aren't real, but I'm just saying real men don't need instruction manuals. All right. So it's that time. Get rid of your instruction manuals. You don't need them. You know what you're doing. Your warranty's long gone. I have an instruction manual for a benchtop grinder that was made in the mid-90s. The warranty is, I think, long done. And I guess, am I holding on to it if I sell it and maybe I can give it to somebody? I guess at a certain point, manuals become relics and they're nice to flip through. I had a table saw from 1985 that came with the manual and I flipped through it for a little bit and I got a chuckle for about 3 minutes. Get rid of the instruction manuals. Okay, we know how to put our bags together. We know how to put our kit together. We know how to lubricate our knives. If you don't, keep it for a while, but eventually just get rid of that shit. You don't need it. Number 12, this is its own category. Worn out and just unworn shoes, boots, all that type of stuff. I am guilty of this. I would get a brand new pair of boots. I just got a brand new pair of Thursday Captain boots probably 4 or 5 months ago. They're well worn in. I'm wearing them right now as we speak. They feel fantastic. My old boots, which I think were either Wolverine or Caterpillar, I can't remember, they're still sitting over there. They're covered in white paint and primer. The shoelaces are all jacked up, but I hold on to them. You know why? Because they're steel toe. And maybe I'm gonna have a project where I gotta put my foot under a piece of furniture and I don't wanna hurt my toes. Listen, I just need to get rid of them. I have other boots that are steel toe, which are 100% meant for those type of projects. Get rid of your worn out shoes. Also get rid of your unworn shoes, unworn boots. You bought some rucking, waterproof boots. You wore 'em around the house. You are not rucking. Okay, you've got the dad bod just like me, buddy. You're not rucking. Go ahead, give them to the Goodwill. Give them to a buddy that also wears a size 11. And just go ahead and just push them away. Now, the worn out shoes and stuff had to get its own category because a lot of us do that, but this is just gonna lump the next one kind of in a big category of its own, number 13, which is worn out clothing items like frog gear, frog suits, trousers, items that you've outgrown. You've developed a belly, it's kind of snug, you used to be a medium, now you're extra large. Time to get rid of the stuff. Also, get rid of things that you have almost 0% chance of using. For instance, I used to live in Ohio. I now live in Texas. Okay, this is the thickest coat that I'm gonna need, an Omni Shield coat by Columbia. But my long pea coat that goes down to my ankles, it can protect me when it feels zero. I don't need that. I don't need it anymore. Okay, so if you're in a prep type of area where prepping is dependent on your environment and you used to prep in Massachusetts and now you live in Tennessee, you might want to start getting your prep together for the bogged down swampy type weather and not snow. So maybe you get rid of your old clothing items that make no sense whatsoever. Number 14, duplicate items. This one was hard for your boy. It was hard for your boy because some duplicate items I freaking like. Companies will send me two of the same knife, two of the same flashlight, different colors. And I'm like, oh man, I like both. They both photograph well, or they both function great, or one of them's a little bit different. Woobin sends me the same flashlight, two different colors. I'm gonna give it away, right? I bought two Benchmade mini Griptilians myself. Benchmade didn't send them to me. I bought one because it was OD green and it was like a limited drop and I wanted it. And then I had the OG black one. I gave away the OD green to my buddy. I'm very confident he's not using it how I would use it, but I had to just let it go. I can't worry about how he's using that piece of kit. This also includes duplicate stuff, like if you have the exact same pair of this or the exact same pair of that. Sometimes two is one and one is none. I get that. I'm not talking about getting rid of those duplicates, but it's just like straight duplicates of stuff that you don't need. You know what it is. Get rid of it. Give it away to somebody, bless somebody, hook them up. They will appreciate it. Number 15 is UFOs. Get rid of those. UFO stands for unidentified floating objects. This happens to all of us. It happens in our bedrooms. It happens in our kitchen. It happens in our prep and our EDC. You get a box from Amazon, you order a piece of kit, you order a piece of tech, you set it somewhere. 4 months go by, 6 months go by. You wonder, why did I buy this remote? What does it go to? Where does this LED light clip onto? Why do I have this baklava? What am I gonna do with this scarf? You have all these unidentified floating objects that are kind of sitting around that are 100% useful. They're not duplicates. They don't belong in the junk drawer. You don't know what's going on with them. Just get rid of them. Get rid of UFOs. Get rid of the packaging that came in. You have boxes full of useful shit. Get rid of it. If you're not going to use it, open it, scrap it. You will thank me later. First time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you to join the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, you've just decluttered by watching me run my grate. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.